Hello, it's Carrie from Top of the Hill Fitness. We've got a great continuous 25-minute workout for you today and Anita guiding you through. 25 different exercises sustained for 1 minute each means no chance to get bored, but a good chance to build some muscular endurance. Art by Brendan Tang is behind Anita, and you can read more about Brendan's art in the description below the video. We are going to start easy with a boxer shuffle for 1 minute. So we're going to use the first few exercises to ease into this. So you'll notice that there'll be a gradual building of the intensity of the exercises as we move into the middle portion of the workout, and then a gradual easing off in intensity as we wind down towards the end. And we're going to make a small switch to this to jog in place. Feel free to move however it feels good for this easy jog for 1 minute. Anita's got her arms up over her head, doing some arm circles and arm lifts up and down. Good chance to just warm up the whole body and ease into this. And next up, we've got our favorite, the sunflower. So arms way up over your head, big sunflower arms leaning off to one side, sweeping around the front, up the other side, and changing direction. Good chance here to keep going with the full body warm up and getting some stretch on the legs as well. We'll do a high knee march next. So knees coming up as high as you can in this and maintaining a nice runner arm, so a 90-degree angle at the elbow. Few steps out in one direction and then maybe changing directions, depends how big your space is. Or you can just do this on the spot. We're going to do a high knee extension next. So follow along with Anita if you haven't done this before, but it's just the high knee that you were just doing and extending that leg before it recovers down to the ground. So getting that leg out straight in front of you, almost like you were kicking a door open, but with a flat foot. And butt kicks are up next. So this one's just as it sounds. Try to kick your butt with your heel. Maybe picking up the pace a little bit for this one. Maintaining runner arms with a 90-degree bend at the elbow. We'll do a walking forward lunge next. Just a big step forward and then swinging that other leg through to take the next step. Lunging with as straight back as you can and using your glutes and your hamstrings to lift your body out of the lunge. And don't forget about your arms. Should be opposite arm is forward with opposite leg. So our last exercise before this starts to get a bit harder is the side lunge. So nice lunge off to one side, bringing the feet back together and lunging off, stepping out to the other side. Again, thinking about a straight back as you're doing these lunges. You'll get a nice little stretch on the inner thigh too when you're doing this. We're going to start testing our muscular endurance a bit on the next ones. Sumo squat pulse next. So lowering down into your sumo squat position, keeping those knees tracking open. It gives you a really good chance to think about the tracking open of your knees as you pulse gently up and down. About 40 seconds to go. Maintaining nice form. And we've got butt ups coming up next. Come on down to the mat. And legs up straight. And you're just lifting your glutes off the mat a little bit by using your abs to lift them. Trying to keep those legs straight and your feet flexed. And keep this going for 30 more seconds. Be great to turn on some music, I think, for this workout. These intervals are long, but we'll get there. Skaters are next. So come on back up to standing. And skaters are just that side to side bound. You can touch down to the mat for an added challenge or stay more upright like Anita is. And squat thrust is next. So this one you're starting with a squat down, jumping out to plank position and jumping those legs back. Then squat again, jump out, jump in, and do it all over again. Looks a little bit like a burpee jump, but not all the way burpee. We'll come down to the mat for the next one. It's a plank with knee to elbow crossover. So come down to a high plank position and you're just bringing opposite knee towards shoulder. Thinking about your best plank throughout this whole exercise. "15 seconds to go." And box jumps next. Come on back up to standing, and you're just making the formation of a box by jumping to the side, to the front, to the back, to the side. Enjoy that box jump. We've got the delightful crab walk next. So down to the mat again and lifting your hips off the mat, and you'll be taking a few steps back and a few steps forward. We can do this in both directions. You'll find this is a good exercise for your triceps. And keep those hips raised. Almost there. Jumping jacks, plain old jumping jacks are next. Come on up to standing. I think this will feel pretty good to jump off of that, jump away those crab walks. If you're needing a bit of a break at this point, sub in the step jack. "15 seconds to go." And the Shin Tap Crunch is next. So from the mat on your back, legs up high, and you're crunching up and trying to get as close as you can to tapping your shin. And repeat. "15 to go." And we'll be doing some jumping lunges next. We will take a pause between jumps. This one will challenge everyone, I think. So lunging, jumping to switch the lunge, but definitely taking a pause. Don't try to do this continuously. See how long you can go with this. See how short you can keep the pauses and keep going. It's a tough one. Just switch to lunges if you just want to keep it moving. Cut out the jumps. Almost there. Plank walk push-ups are next. Come on down to the mat. We'll just do a push-up and walk a few steps to the side and do another push-up. You can walk with your feet and your hands moving. And take more than a couple steps if you need more of a break between push-ups. It's a good effort here to hold that plank while you're walking. There's lots of benefits of this exercise. 15 seconds to go. Bear crawl is next. So staying down low on the mat, you've got your knees bent and you're crawling forward for maybe 5 or 6 steps and then backing up that bear crawl for 5 more steps. And just keep repeating that. And we will be easing off after this. Do the glute bridge next. So we've got 5 more exercises to wind this down. We will be easing off, starting with the glute bridge repeat. So pressing your whole foot into the mat, raising those hips up and lowering down. You can raise your arms into the air for a bit more of a challenge. Take a moment to really squeeze those glutes when you get to the top of the bridge before lowering down. And we've got donkey kicks from kneeling next. So coming onto your knees, we'll alternate the donkey kicks. So first one side, then the other. And just lifting your knee as high as your hip and keeping your foot flexed. "15 seconds to go." We've got the dead bug next. Come on to your back. And you've got bent legs up and arms up and extending opposite arm and leg while trying to keep the other ones in the original starting position. So it is a little bit of brain work on this one to keep the arm that's up, and the leg that's bent, while the other ones are moving. And all the while pressing your lower back into the mat to fully engage your abs. Anita does this one really well. "15 seconds to go." Prairie Dog next. So let's balance out that dead bug by coming onto your knees and working the back a little bit more with the Prairie Dog. So same opposite arm and leg extension action. And taking a moment to pause while you have them extended. We are coming up to the end of our workout. Good job hanging in there for these 25 exercises. We're just going to do a seated hamstring stretch next. So sitting with legs wide, alternating one side hamstring stretch by leaning over that leg and then leaning down the front and then leaning over the other leg. And coming back to the middle and back over to the other side. And just keep moving through those positions to stretch out your hamstrings and your inner thighs. This should feel pretty good after all the great work that you did in that hard 10 minutes of this one. And there you have it, 25 minutes of exercise, great for muscular endurance. Thank you, Anita, and thank you, Brendan Tang, for the artwork. Please subscribe if you haven't already. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. And share with a friend if you like this workout. See you next time at Top of the Hill Fitness.